from father/husband sponsorship. Required documents. Sponsor's passport photocopies including the personal details page and visa stamp page. Sponsor's permission letter, NOC, no objection certificate. Employee's passport photocopy including the personal details page and visa stamp page. Color passport size photographs. Kindly write applicant's name behind the photograph. A clear copy of the birth certificate if the applicant belongs to any Arab countries or holds an Arabic name. Copy of the employment offer signed by both parties. Original passport may be submitted later with the signed transfer paper. Original highest educational certificate attested by UAE Embassy in the country of certificate origin as well as Ministry of Foreign Affairs in UAE along with a copy. Original Emirates ID card. Kindly note that the above listed requirements are the standard requirements for the visa application and UAE immigration reserves the right to ask for other supporting documents even after submission of the application. Mother's full name. Address and phone number in home country. Address and phone number in Dubai. Marital status. Religion. What documents are required for a new family visa packages? Required documents. Original completed sponsorship form, available on the Government Service Office website, signed by the sponsor. Copy of the Emirates ID form duly filled. Failure to fill any of the fields on the form will result in delays in the application process. Sponsor's salary certificate issued by the current employer. Salary certificates are valid for 1 month from the date of issue. Copy of payment receipt paid against opening a file with immigration. Clear sponsor's passport photocopies with the personal details and the visa stamp page. Copy and original of the attested marriage certificate for spouse sponsorship. For spouse sponsorship, if the husband and wife are of different nationalities and have been married outside of either of their home countries, a no objection letter is required from the consulate of the husband's home country. The letter must be translated into Arabic and attested by the UAE Ministry of Foreign Affairs. For dependents, sons and daughters, sponsorship, copy, and original attested birth certificate is required. Original attested marriage certificate will be required only if spouse is not sponsored by the same sponsor. For dependents, sons and daughters, sponsorship, copies of the mother's passport with the visa stamp page will be required if the mother has a valid sponsorship. Clear passport photocopies of the dependents. Dependent's original passport, to be submitted after entering the UAE. 6 color passport size photographs of each dependent. For sons of age 18 and above, an original certificate of continuity of education from their educational institute is required. For daughters above 18, the sponsor should provide an official letter confirming the marital status, single, of the daughter. Copy of the attested tenancy contract, attested by a jari for properties in Dubai. If the sponsor owns the property, then a copy of the original title deed issued by the Dubai Land Department is required. A copy of latest water and electricity bill under the sponsor's name. If the applicant has previously registered with Emirates ID, the original Emirates ID is required. If the applicant has lost his/her card or has not received his/her ID card yet, then he must obtain the original ID number certificate from an Emirates ID authorized centers and provide the same to the Government Service Office. Fees as per the latest Government Service Office price list. Kindly note that the above listed requirements are the standard requirements for the visa application, and UAE immigration reserves the right to ask for other supporting documents even after submission of the application. Medical tests in Dubai. All Dubai residence visa applicants have to go through medical fitness tests in government medical fitness centers to get visas stamped in their passports. The Dubai Health Authority has made it mandatory for all expatriates living in Dubai to undergo a medical fitness screening. The service is provided to people who require a new visa, or renew an existing visa for employment, residency, or education. The Dubai Health Authority, DHA, medical center locations are well organized and hygienically maintained on par with international standards. All of the required check UPS can be done here along with blood tests and chest X-ray. The blood test is done to check for any transmissible diseases such as HIV, while X-ray of chest area is done to check for tuberculosis, TB. Those with previous scars of TB are not eligible to get their visas stamped. In such cases, the blood tests are done, and if positive, the applicant will be deported from Dubai. Therefore, if you think you are suffering from any communicable disease, it is advised to review it first in your home country. Medical tests to be done. Blood test. Chest X-ray. Tuberculosis. Hepatitis A, Hepatitis B and Hepatitis C. HIV/AIDS. Pregnancy tests. Leprosy. The blood tests are done to check for communicable diseases, if any, while the chest X-ray is taken for the purpose of testing for tuberculosis. If the tests turn positive, the applicant is deported from the UAE. Living in Dubai. Dubai is one of the fastest growing cities in the world, and living here can be an exciting and charming experience. For those who are new to Dubai, it is important to have an overview of its history, culture, society, and lifestyle so as to understand it and make the stay enjoyable and comfortable. We provide a brief introduction to Dubai for newcomers. Please go through it if you are new to Dubai. Dubai is one of the 7 Emirates of United Arab Emirates or UAE. The United Arab Emirates is a constitutional federation of 7 emirates. Capital, Abu Dhabi. Language, Arabic, official. English is also spoken, along with Hindi, Malayalam, Farsi, Tagalog. Currency, dirham, $1 equals 3,66 dirhams. Time zone, GMT+4. Law. The UAE applies and follows Islamic Sharia law. Penalties under Sharia law can be harsh, and the death penalty for certain offenses, murder, drugs trafficking, exists. However, the interpretation of the law, particularly for foreign nationals, is much less severe than in certain Middle East countries. Language. Arabic is the official language, although English is widely spoken. Most English-speaking expatriates find that they can get by with virtually no Arabic. However, as in most countries, learning the local language can prove to be a valuable asset and will certainly be appreciated by UAE nationals. Some expatriates have reported difficulties in finding Arabic teachers or classes, and those who have taken lessons report large variations in the price and quality of education offered. Religion. The UAE is Islamic, and Islam is the official religion. However, freedom of worship is allowed to all religions, and Christian churches have existed in Dubai for many years. There are several Christian churches, 2 Catholic located at Jebel Ali village and in Bur Dubai, and Hindu temples, in Bur Dubai. Ramadan. The holy month of Ramadan lasts 30 days and advances 10 days a year. During this period, it is illegal to consume food and drink, including water or smoke, in any public place until the fast is broken in the evening every day. This applies in offices and private vehicles as well. Failure to observe this can result in arrest and religious indoctrination. Photography. The films are readily available, and so are the processing facilities and color prints. It is better to ask people before photographing. Avoid photographing Muslim women. Avoid taking photographs of docks, airports, government buildings, and telecommunication equipment, military and industrial installations. Education and schools. There are numerous private schools for expatriate children throughout the United Arab Emirates, although they can be oversubscribed, so it is wise to apply as soon as possible. Schooling can be expensive. There is no free state education for those who are not UAE nationals. In addition to international schools, a number of overseas colleges and universities now offer part-time or full degree courses to expatriates living in the UAE. Emergency numbers. In cases of serious emergencies and accidents, the number to dial throughout the UAE is 999. Calls to this number are always free of charge. When calling the emergency number, it is important to remain calm and speak clearly. Always state your name, the nature of the emergency, the address of the emergency, and how serious it is. Always provide your telephone number to the operator on the other end of the line. Once the emergency services arrive at the scene, remain as calm as possible and give as much information to the person on duty as you can. Emergency numbers in Dubai. Ambulance and Air Rescue 999. Police 999. Fire Department 997. Electricity and Water 991. Dubai Municipality Emergency 04223 2323. Emergency Services 04223 2323. Road Services AAA 800 4430. The author of this project has been unemployed for 15 months, has a loan of $50,000 from Standard Chartered Bank. The loan was taken for another person, and he fled. The author faces jail and has a disabled daughter. Any help with earning would be greatly appreciated.